To start with, the style is very inconsistent and boxy, which isn't all that surprising to me. I think that's been my key complaint about ZEC's style since the first thing I've read from them, and it's not different here. However, Yujin might just be the most attractive character ZEC has ever designed. Granted, he fits my preferences more closely than any other, but that's because most of their other characters are similar. Yujin is very unique design-wise for ZEC, which not only shows their growth as an artist, but also shows that their style can be much more dynamic. It makes me really excited to read future works from them. However, something I never realized before is how important open mouths are in panels. I'm not sure if this is characteristic of ZEC's work and I just never noticed it, but it is a constant thing in this series. There will be long conversations between characters, but many panels show closed mouths. I never would have thought this was a big deal, but it made a huge difference once I noticed it. It makes the panels much more lifeless, and it can be hard to discern who is speaking since many of the speech bubbles have no directional tail to show who is speaking. This ultimately really bothered me. There are of course panels with open mouths, but the number that don't have them is jarring. I gotta say though, story-wise, this is super strong. While there is tension in the series, it's not your usual stomach-turning, super dramatic, knockout, drag-out tension, which is completely counter to how Loverboy, its predecessor, plays out. These two actually communicate quite a lot, and while some conversations are painful, they're honest and serve to move the story along rather than create needless misunderstandings and drag things out. Hanjun has been hurt, but he does his best to ensure Jin isn't hurt in the same way. Similarly, rather than running away or trying to convince Hanjun that he can fix his trauma, Jin mourns with Hanjun and accepts things as they are. This feels like two adults navigating a scary new relationship and supporting each other in their growth. It's very refreshing. It's very subtle in its angst and struggle, and even the chemistry and romance are subtle. If you're looking for your typical whirlwind romance with electric attraction from the very beginning, this isn't it. Even in such a small package of only 26 episodes, the romance and attraction grow gradually. This honestly might be a disappointment for most BL readers on this front, as much of BL is focused on huge romantic gestures, intense sexual attraction and chemistry, and drama that shakes to the core. What romantic gestures do appear are based on an undercurrent of serious or controlled characters, so they're restrained even if they are grand. The sexual attraction is mainly followed up with self-satisfaction or self-preservation rather than impulse. And though there is drama, it's mature and understandable rather than hyper-emotional and packed with misunderstanding. For an emotional story, it's very restrained when it comes to the emotions, but that's its greatest strength in my opinion. Many might find it boring for that reason, but for me, it's immensely satisfying.